the Going Merry sailed into view of a magnificent, floating structure that glittered on the horizon like a jewel. Usopp gasped through his telescope. It's a restaurant on the sea. Luffy's stomach growled loudly as the aroma of delicious food reached them even from this distance. Meat, as they docked at the Baratie, the famous sea restaurant. The crew marveled at its fish-shaped design and elegant decor. Well-dressed waiters moved between tables, serving steaming dishes to wealthy-looking customers. A loud crash came from the kitchen area, followed by angry shouting. "You worthless waste of ingredients!" A blond man in a black suit came flying through the swinging doors, landing hard on the deck. The man stood up calmly, straightening his tie while sucking on a lollipop. "That's Chef Zeph for you," he said with a smirk, switching to a new candy from his pocket. Nami blinked. "That's how they treat staff here?" The blonde cook noticed them, and his entire demeanor changed when he saw Nami. "My dear lady," he said with a dramatic bow, the lollipop stick protruding from his mouth. "Allow me to welcome you properly." Luffy interrupted by grabbing his stomach. "We're starving." "Got any meat?" The cook named Sanji sighed, but led them to a table, unwrapping a new strawberry lollipop. "You'll get proper service, unlike some people." Inside the restaurant was even more impressive. Chefs worked furiously in the open kitchen, while waiters balanced towers of plates. Sanji brought them menus written in fancy script, his current lollipop bobbing as he spoke. Usopp whispered, "Everything costs so much." Just then the door burst open. A group of rough-looking pirates entered, demanding food at once. Sanji approached them calmly, removing his lollipop. "Sirs, this is an establishment of refined taste. We'll have none of that behavior." The lead pirate laughed and swung at Sanji, who effortlessly dodged while balancing 3 plates on one arm. "Watch the dishes, gentlemen," he warned, popping the candy back in his mouth. When the pirates drew weapons, Sanji's leg became a blur, kicking so fast it created wind pressure. The attackers flew out the door, landing in the sea. "Wow," Luffy's eyes sparkled. "That's amazing." Sanji adjusted his tie and put in a new lollipop, just protecting the restaurant. He noticed Nami watching and immediately turned into a love-struck fool. "For you, my dear, I'd fight 100 pirates." As Sanji served their meal, each dish was a work of art. Luffy devoured his food without noticing, but Nami and Usopp marveled at the flavors. Chef Zeph appeared from the kitchen, watching Sanji work with hidden pride. "The brat's got talent," he muttered. When the meal ended, Sanji surprised them by refusing payment. "For fellow seafarers, it's on the house." He winked at Nami, his cherry lollipop glistening. "Especially beautiful ones." Luffy suddenly stood up. "Sanji, join my crew." The entire restaurant went silent. Sanji blinked, his lollipop sticking out sideways. "What? You're amazing, and we need a cook," Luffy said, grinning. Sanji swirled the candy in his mouth. "Sorry, kid. I've got debts to pay here." The Baratie floated peacefully under the moonlight after the Straw Hat's departure, when a faint splashing sound disturbed the calm night. A weak hand grasped the restaurant's lower deck railing. Sanji, taking out the trash, froze when he saw the emaciated man barely clinging to life. Without hesitation, he dropped his lollipop and hauled the stranger aboard. The man collapsed on the deck, his lips cracked from thirst. Sanji immediately brought worm soup and fresh bread. "Here, eat slowly," he instructed, supporting the man's head while sucking on his candy. The stranger, Jin, ate with trembling hands, tears mixing with the broth. "Why help me? I'm from Krieg Pirates, your enemies." Sanji unwrapped a new strawberry lollipop. "No one deserves to starve. I know that better than anyone." As Jin regained strength, he confessed his mission. "I was sent to scout this restaurant for attack. But how could I attack someone who showed me kindness?" Chef Zeph appeared in the doorway, having watched everything. "You should throw him back, boy. He's just a sea rat." Sanji stood firm, the lollipop stick moving to the side of his mouth as he spoke. He was hungry. That's all that matters. Jin's eyes burned with conflicted loyalty. "I must report back to Admiral Krieg, but I swear I'll find a way to repay this debt." The next morning, as the first customers arrived, Jin had vanished, leaving only an empty bowl and a folded napkin. Sanji picked it up, revealing a carefully drawn thank you message, his lollipop pausing at his lips. Meanwhile, at sea, the Straw Hat crew discussed their encounter with the talented cook. Nami sighed. He would have been perfect for a crew. Luffy munched on meat bones. We'll go back someday. Back at the Baratie, dark ships appeared on the horizon. The dreaded Krieg pirates' flagship led the Armada. At the bow stood Jin, his face set with grim determination as he prepared to face his captain.